Shiva Wilson and my channel LCUK, which stands for Legalized Cannabis United Kingdom. Now, today on the show, we're doing another podcast interview style thing, and I've got a friend and a medical cannabis patient, a bona fide medical cannabis patient in Northern Ireland. His name's Daniel Gormley. We're going to talk weed and a few bits and bobs, get some stories to come out and have a chat. So this, ladies and gentlemen, is Daniel Gormley. Hello there. How you doing, man?
Thank you, man. Thank you for having me on, and thanks for putting out the first one. I loved it with Cormac.
Oh yeah, no worries, man. So how are you doing today?
Yeah, man. Monday, man. Yeah, so it's all good. Still.
Bank holiday. It was a good,
Oh
lovely day
yeah,
where I was.
yeah, man. I'm all the days kind of meddle together somewhat.
Okay, so like, let's start off. Tell me a bit about yourself that has got nothing to do with cannabis.
Um, I'm a carpenter. Or
Oh yeah.
I started working. Spent my first 4 or 5 years working on building sites. Um, uh, I'm not really sure, man. I love scooters. I
Yeah.
bought like a micro scooter in London in like 2001, and I loved
Mm.
them ever since. I'm loving all this electro micro mobility coming along too. So
Yeah. So you're a carpenter and you like the scooters.
yeah, yeah.
Not much carpentry to do on a scooter, though, I guess. Eh?
No, no. I'm the goal is I have my neighbor just actually give me like a real cheap electric scooter, so I'm loving that at the minute.
Mm.
Um, and the goal is to eventually get a electric cargo bike. So
Oh yeah.
that'll be so if I wanted to do carpentry again, I could just throw my tools on the cargo bike and head down the road.
Mm. Right, let's talk about weed, my friend. This is the show. We're talking about legalizing cannabis in the UK in general, but what was the first time you tried weed and what was it like? When was that?
Uh, First time trying cannabis was hash.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah.
uh, I was in like what would you call it? The first year of high school. And a guy I met during the summer. Uh, yeah, I was selling. Or knew a guy that was selling some hash, and
Mm.
he just approached me during the summer, and he said, "Do you want to try some hash?" I was like, "Yeah, man, I'll try some hash." And then a couple of probably a couple of months later, or a year later, a guy I knew came back from Amsterdam, and he brought like the makings of 2 or 3 joints back. So that was my first
Mm.
time, I think, trying weed, and that was like fucking trying hash was yeah, like I can still remember it like 23, 4 years later. So
Yeah,
it
tell me
was
about the
something special.
experience. So you had hash. Was it quite strong for you at the time? Did
Oh
you?
yeah, man, I would
Yeah.
have like I was 13,
Wow.
and it was just me and I brought 2 or 3 other guys with me when we were going to make the deal, and
Yeah.
yeah, man, it was fucking fantastic. Sorry, it was fantastic. It was yeah, we laughed. It feels like we laughed for hours and watched. We then met the guy who sold it to me like 2 or 3 hours later with a bunch of his friends, and they were just got so giggly looking at the state of us. We were walking up the street and we just got some hash browns out of the shop, and we found this hilarious. And we just laughed and laughed for like all the way up the road. And I remember meeting them, then they looking across the road at us, just laughing at us, and it was just it was a great time.
Yeah. Any munchies?
Oh yeah, man. That's why. Yeah, we still we're it was like a public park. So there was loads of like areas you could go and smoke and stuff, and we just ended up walking up the town and getting a load of hash browns out of the shop, and uh, yeah, just walking around town laughing for hours. It seems like, man. Yeah.
So it was a good first experience. You didn't have any paranoia or anxiety or anything like that.
Uh, no, I'd say I'm pretty paranoid enough, and you know what it's like. Different strains will hit you differently. I
Mm.
remember the first time smoking, and I got mad paranoia. Um, yeah, it was. Uh, yeah, but not the first couple of months, man. I'd say even the first year was just all good, man. It was all laughing and fun.
Sunshine and roses. So I like to ask people about their drugs education, whether they had any drugs education whilst growing up or at school. So do you remember having any like drugs education lessons at school
No,
or
I
anything?
can't. I was thinking about it. I can remember like in high school, uh, this small kind of like 10-minute play about heroin or
Oh
cocaine
right.
or something, but I can't actually remember um anything primary school, like anything before.
Mm.
Yeah, a couple of things in like high school, but nothing before that.
Because
Nothing worth
sometimes
talking about, anyways. Yeah.
sometimes they apparently go around with like samples of the drugs and show them out to people. I've heard of
In the briefcase in America, yeah, that would have been fun.
that. Okay, so you didn't so, like, did you get any education from, like, friends? How did you even know what hash was, you know? What did hash mean to you when you're 13?
Um, it was just another word for weed, really.
Yeah.
It
'Cause
was,
I don't think I knew about at 13, I probably didn't know about weed at all, I don't think. Maybe someone might have called it wacky backy, and I just know that that's
yeah.
something odd, but I wouldn't have known what hash was at age 13, I don't think.
Um,
I was too sort of dumb and innocent and sheltered to know what drugs were, I think.
yeah, I would like, as I say, I wouldn't have. I don't think I ever really conceptualized what it was. I just knew there was this
Mm,
thing called hash,
mm.
and it was different to weed, but it was the same as weed. Um, and yeah, just different. I don't know. I can like. Uh, I don't know. I can remember like seeing someone skin a joint at like 7 or 8 or 9, some
Oh, really?
preteen years. Like, so
Ah,
I knew you know, I wasn't as green like that. I knew there was
mm.
it was out there. But it was literally that first time I just seen the geezer and he was doing it like that, you know, and obviously then I got it like, and one of the guys beside me knew what to do and knew what it was.
Mm.
So uh, yeah, I don't think. Sorry, man. It's been there.
Oh, right. That's
Yeah,
fine.
so I would have. I would have. It was literally that first time, and then yeah, the first time we tried weed, and then I remember being in London a couple of years after that, and trying pollen and different types of stuff for the first
Mm.
time. You know.
Yeah. So now you're a medical cannabis patient. How did you find out about this medical cannabis thing? Because
Uh,
I found out about it about 5 years, maybe 4 years after it became legal. I don't think it was just living under a rock, I suppose. I mean, I was homeless for a while, so that's probably why. But 2018, when it became legal, how long did it take you to sort of realize that that had happened, or did you know immediately?
um, I wasn't following it so closely. I have to say that um, I knew Savage Javid had done something because I was at the time I was following politics,
Yeah.
the British Parliament, anyways. So I knew he'd made a change, and then any time I kind of looked into it from 2018 to 2022,
Mm.
I was just going by the NHS website, and the way I read it was like, "Oh yeah, it is legal, but you're not going to get it, so don't worry, you know, don't even
Right.
try it," that kind of thing. Um, and then it was a guy
Daniel, you're frozen there, man. It's frozen about. It's coming back. Still frozen though. Oh, lost him. There you go.
You can
Right.
hear me okay?
Yeah, everything's gone back to normal now. Let's repeat that bit when I was saying. So you're a medical cannabis patient now. How did you find out about it?
Yes, I knew about it at the time, and it was only in 2022 when I started buying online that um, a guy private messaged me and was like, "Hey, I know you're just after having a child and blah blah blah. Just go to this website and get yourself a prescription. It's going to cost you a couple of £100 at the most." So I was like, "Yeah, man." I went and got my medical records that day, and
Mm.
that was 2.5 years ago now. Cureleaf, yeah.
Curaleaf, yeah. So you went with Curaleaf. How did you find this process of signing up to a clinic? Easy, hard?
Oh yeah, man, easy peasy. Um, as I say, once you kind of know that you're not looking. Once I knew I wasn't looking at the NHS, that I had nothing to do with the NHS, that it was all strictly transactional, as it were.
Yeah.
It was just a case of that person, when they messaged me, they sent me to the MedBud website.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
so I just, like, from deduction of, I can't pay a big amount up front, I can't do this, I want to do this.
Mm.
It was just Cureleaf, and yeah, touch wood, man, I've been very, very happy.
Mm. So like you pay like a prescription fee. Sorry, I mean you pay like for consultation fee, right? And a monthly. Do you have to pay anything monthly and stuff like
Uh,
that? How does it work?
with with Cureleaf, um, for the last year and a half, I've had to do a consultation once every 6 months, and then
Mm.
in between those consultations, I do like a survey. So it's
Mm.
only actually working out for me, £100 for the year, and
Mm.
then everything else. Then all the other costs then is just my actual medicine. So there's no repeat prescription
Mm.
cost. There's no delivery cost. There's no. I don't know if they charge. I never asked them for letters or anything like that, so I don't know if they charge for that kind of thing. But no, man, even something as silly as changing a strain, 9 times out of 10, if it's a strain that I've had before, they'll do it
Mm.
over kind of chat or they'll request it that way. Like, so, I don't have to pay 50 quid every time I want to get on a call and have to talk with them.
Right, that's great. That's good. Yeah. Did you ever think when you first tried this hash that one day this is going to be a medicine for you?
Ah, man, it's so, I want to say triggering, man, but I don't like the word.
Mm.
Uh, to watch you and watch different people, um, because, like, I threw my hands up by the time I was 16,
Mm.
out reading High Times magazine and seeing, like, the real indie documentaries coming out of California in the late noughties, the early tens and stuff like that.
Mm.
Um, yeah, I thought, like, uh, I thought it would happen before I turned 18. That was 23 years ago. So yeah, man, I've gone up and down, like, thinking it's never gonna happen,
Yeah.
and then, but like you can see the way it happened in the UK. It just takes one geezer to have a bit of courage and go, F the
Mm.
rest of you, man. It's my job. I'm putting my name to it. I'm gonna do it, and let the consequences. God bless Sajid Javid.
Mm. So like it's a medicine, it's cannabis. How does it help you with your life or your condition or whatever it is. You can tell me what your condition is if you want, or you can just tell me how it helps you. I don't mind.
Anxiety and depression mostly,
Mm,
man. But it's not even about the. It's not even about the anxiety and depression per se,
mm,
right? Because uh, if I get into a bad headspace or
mm,
I'm under too much stress or whatever's going on, um, I I'll really like go to basics, you know. I won't take care of myself, you know what I mean?
mm,
Whereas it's not as if I can't get through the day or through the week without cannabis, but it's
mm,
that all the kind of uh, side effects of cannabis are
mm.
the things that really help me. Having an appetite every day really helps me
Yeah.
because I could go a week without eating and
Mm,
I'd be having a terrible headache and I'd be thinking, wow, oh, I'm dying, man. And then my girlfriend would be like, right, did you have a dinner yesterday? Did you have breakfast yesterday? You know, and it was, so it's like that. It's not so much that it does anything for my condition, but it gives me like a base to work from, you
mm.
know, so that I feel like I can take on the day that even if something happens during the day, when something happens, man, it catches you and you just want to go crying back to bed, like, you know, and
Mm.
you know, I don't know, man, I'm rambling on a bit here now, but
No, it's good. It's really good to hear how it genuinely helps you for, like you're saying, the side effects of it giving you an appetite and like, is it like, does it raise your feelings up a bit as well and make you feel more able to function? Is that what you're saying?
oh yeah, yeah, like yeah, it just feels like my default setting is very um bare bones. Don't want to
Right.
do, I don't want to have to rely on something. Don't want to have to um take responsibility for something that I don't want to take responsibility for, kind of thing, you know. Um, but yeah, it just kind of gives you that uplift of, yeah, it just kind of gives you a kick in the arse and just like, come on, it's all right, like get on with things, you know. Sorry, man, you
It's a
caught
bit
me
like a
now, and
buff,
I'm,
like a buffer kind of thing. Like it buffers you against the harshness of the world or of tasks or of being alive.
yeah, man, yeah. But see, when you talk like that, people get real. People think you're dark. Like people think you're uh like a nihilist. You know what I mean? But
Oh, right.
um, yeah, it definitely is like a little pick me up. You
Mm,
know, I have my routine, my coffee and my vape in the morning. You
mm,
know, and it might be an hour, or it might be 3 hours, or it might be a half an hour that I'll have my next day, and maybe a
mm,
cup of tea. And it's all really dependent on how I feel and what
mm.
what I'm dealing with inside, because it doesn't really matter what's going on outside, man. You know, worse things could be happening outside.
Yeah.
But if I'm feeling good on the inside, I can take anything, like, that kind of.
We might have to move you, man, because it's getting a bit dark on your screen.
I was just about to say it to you, yeah. So let's see.
So now we've got the lighting back to a good place. What about the recreational use of cannabis? What do you think of this idea? Should it be legal
Yeah, of
in
course,
the
man.
UK?
No reason why it shouldn't be legal anywhere, really. It should be no reason it should be illegal anywhere.
Mm.
Um, yeah, plenty of countries tolerate it. So hopefully America will do it federally soon, and the rest will follow.
So do you reckon you'd say that you started off as a recreational user when you were younger and then became a medical patient later on?
Yeah, yeah, I don't know many people that still deny that they're a medical patient,
Mm.
still maintain their recreational user, but I
Yeah.
maintain it's hitting, if it's doing something for you that nothing else is doing, then I would think it's medicine, but whether you call it recreational or medical, it doesn't matter to me.
Mm. So, like with regard to the legalization of it, why do you think it should be legal? You're saying that other countries have done this legalization thing. There's no reason for it to be illegal. Is that anything else? Any other reasons
Yeah, right.
you think?
Not just cannabis, man. It's any drug, really. You know what I
Mm,
mean? You're never going to stop people wanting to take drugs. How many more drugs are going to have to be manufactured to fulfill a need?
mm,
Um, most of these, I know what cannabis, anyways. Whether it's this HHC or spice back in my day, back in the head shops and stuff.
mm,
Um, wouldn't wouldn't touch any of that stuff if we could get our cannabis legal.
mm,
Um, yeah, I don't see why, if you're going to, whether you take heroin today or not, the legal status isn't going to change your mind tomorrow. So I don't take heroin today.
yeah,
I'm not going to take heroin tomorrow if it's illegal
mm,
or illegal. And I
right,
presume it will be the same with a user of any of heroin or any drug. It's, if they want it, they're going to get it, and if they
mm,
can't get it, they'll get a substitute to fill that need.
mm. Yeah, well, I'm starting to go down the line of that. I think they should regulate these drugs to make them safer for people if they are, like you're saying, if they are going to use them anyway. You know, uh, all the dangerous contaminants, the adulterants and stuff that get cut into these substances. You don't know what it is you're taking. You don't know the dose of it. It's very dangerous, and you're not necessarily being given any harm reduction, either a space that's for harm reduction or like any tips, things like that. And with it being banned, it just makes all these substances more dangerous and more of them as well because there's always new substances to create and make them more give you more of a high for less money and just make it stronger, more dangerous, more deadly even. So that's where I'm coming from it on it.
Well, look at the consumption room that opened up in Scotland, was it just a couple of months ago? Like, they've already said there's been a half dozen overdoses prevented because there has been that
Yeah.
is it and I'm not sure, Naxaclean or Nax, we, you,
Naloxone.
the one I'm on about. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the safe consumption space, right? Is that in Glasgow or Edinburgh? I forget.
I remember seeing, was ITV done like a little segment on it, and they were interviewing someone who was really appreciative to go and be able to have his coke in peace and not have to
Mm.
do it in some pub toilet.
Yeah. So changing the subject now a bit, I am asking this question to everyone. So, do you believe in any form of spirituality or God or gods? And does weed fit into that at all?
Um, I don't really believe in it. Man,
No.
listen to Alan Watts. That's about as close as I come. So I would say,
Have you ever had a spiritual type experience from using cannabis?
oh,
That's
oh,
the
well, yeah,
question.
a couple of times using cannabis, and a couple of times when I tried DMT as well. So
Mm,
I definitely not close-minded to anything. Just,
mm,
I don't really know. I don't state that I believe in anything, but um, definitely touch something, as I
mm.
say, when you've had substances. Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? How some of these substances, like, they do link into the spiritual, religious, psychedelic they kind of blur the lines between, you know, reality and hallucination, and it's quite interesting how that also happens in some spiritual vision type experiences and meditation and all this. Like, you know, you can feel like, for example, I've used cannabis to meditate more deeply and for longer. And it just seems to be like, if I've had like a joint or something, I'll be able to sit for like half an hour rather than 5 minutes doing a proper meditation, you know. And so yeah, it's just interesting, I guess. So what about your strains and stuff? Do you like a good strain? What's your favorite type of weed? Do you like an indica, sativa? How do these work for you? Do you have to get a certain type of weed for your medicine, or do you just get what you feel works best? What's your favorite
Well,
type of
really,
weed?
since sorry, yeah, since I got flower on medical, I just go for a cheap man, whatever is close to that
Mm,
£5 per gram.
okay.
Um, yeah, of course. Who doesn't love those blue cheese, man? You know, it just takes you right back to London, man, or England in the noughties and stuff. And
Mhm.
favorite um favorite flavor. I used to get these carts off a guy online, and unicorn piss was my favorite. I just loved it, man. It was just always
Yeah.
so, because some of them were so smooth. Like if you get they were D9, like, but if you get resin or different kinds of concentrates, they go down so smooth,
Mm,
and like it's nearly disappointing because you you don't feel like you're smoking, you know. But with some of the flavors, unicorn piss and
mm.
sunset sherbet at the very end, when you be kind of holding it in, you feel that kick, man, and it's almost like you're smoking. You know what I mean? It's almost like, yeah, you know, when you get a kick
Mm,
of a joint, like you
mhm,
know, and this, yeah, it's
mhm,
nice. So no, man, I don't go in for this irradiated, non-irradiated, or anything fancy, man. Weed is
mm.
weed, man, and if it's, yeah, I used to get an option of strains, you know, with just whatever the guy had. So
Are you
delighted.
hoping they're going to get the hash on the medical menu?
Yeah, of course, man. It's yeah, I haven't even tried the new vapes out there. I know there's a couple of resin or rosin, I don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd love. Yeah, my favorite one on medical so far has been Wedding Pop Triangle. I've had a banana ice something that was also nice.
Yeah. Do
Um,
they actually taste like these things that you say?
no, no, not at all. Um, the one time I did get lovely flavor was I rolled a joint, and I used a point 0.3 of a gram of each, and it was like high silver. Um, there used to be a CBD flower called
Mm,
Riga. It was
mm,
14% CBD, and then there was high silver Riga, and I don't know what the other one was. Was it Girl Scout cookies or something like that? But yeah, it was the
mm.
first time I smoked. I smoked the medical flower, and it was fucking taste. Again, it didn't taste anything like, you know, the strain names, but it was, man, it was flavor. It was lovely. Yeah.
Tasty weed. So, what do you think about the politics and the news around cannabis in this country?
Oh, you know what it's like, man. The UK,
Mm.
Ireland, France seem to have a big problem with drugs and cannabis in general. Um, yeah, some other countries don't seem to have as much of an issue as.
Yeah, it is weird about how some countries they just don't have the big fuss around it. We've got always got some kind of some story that's making a fuss out of cannabis, whether it's some psychotic killers or something, or it causes you heart defects or birth defects. I don't know what they want to say, but there's always something they're trying to fly and make people scared around it. You know.
What was the? I'm not sure what the. Not sure what the. I know there's always at least one headline that I laugh at when I go down like the RSS feed and stuff. Can't remember what it was today. Yeah, but it was like the poor kid that got killed when the guy's lab blew up in the house,
Oh, yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
and he got killed and the kid got killed, and just
Yeah, so
is
you were saying about the
the
lab
headlines.
experiment.
Yeah, man. So it's yeah, they're all saying the right words, you know, health-led approach and
Mm.
users aren't the problem and all that, but it's just it's only words at the minute, I'm afraid.
I was going to ask actually, I forgot this one. Have you ever had any trouble with the law with regards to cannabis, either in the
Oh
past or?
yeah,
Yeah.
man. Got caught a couple of times, anyways, easily in the Republic of Ireland. And when I was under 18, it was like you get brought down and get the whoever inspector or you know whatever the top guy is, and he
Yeah.
tells you don't do it again and blah blah blah. And then I got caught once after I was 21,
Mm.
and I had to go to court. And then when I went to court, uh, they wanted 6 months of clean urine samples, and then
Oh,
when I
wow.
got to go back to court, then when I got that. So yeah, I've never had any problem in the UK, man. Cops are pretty chill as long as you're not breaking any other laws.
Mm.
Smell a bit of ganja, they're not gonna give you any hassle.
No hassle with police from vaping medical cannabis. Have you ever gone out in public
Oh, all the
with
time,
vaping?
man. Yeah, I love
Yeah.
it. Waiting, hoping to get stopped, but never happened because I've been
Just-
so afraid, like all my life, you know.
Mm.
So it's just so nice to be able to not care.
Have your prescription in your pocket or whatever, your defense.
Yeah, I don't even think about it anymore. Some days I go out without I'd usually have at least even an empty bag just with my prescription label on it and stuff
Mm.
with me, just thrown in a backpack, something like that. But yeah, it's I don't even, as I said, don't even um as long as I'm not, I wouldn't have my vape anywhere that I wouldn't smoke a cigarette.
Yeah.
You know, so you're not going to smoke a cigarette outside a shop, outside door at the door of a shop or around
Mm.
kids or
Yeah.
common sense stuff.
Cool, man. Well, I'm glad to hear that you haven't had any troubles since you became a medical patient, because I have heard, obviously, that some of the police don't actually know the law properly, or at least they say they don't know the law. I mean, like, they do seem pretty clueless sometimes. I've seen these videos going around on TikTok or wherever, saying medical cannabis patients being arrested, and these police go, "What? Medical? I've never heard of it." It's just ridiculous.
Oh man, I seen one day where the cop was saying, well, maybe the oils are legal, but cannabis flower is definitely not legal. Like it's just it's infuriating.
Yeah, they need to do some kind of awareness campaign, or just tell the police, again, this is the law. It has been changed since 2018. What are they doing? How do the police not know the law, for goodness sakes?
Well, when I used to get caught, the
Mm.
Irish police used to always say to me, ignorance of the law is not an excuse.
Ah,
So it shouldn't be an excuse for them either.
there we go. I think that's a really good note to end that on there, Daniel. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for coming to the talk. It's been nice to have you here and hear your thoughts about cannabis and medical and everything that we spoke about. So yeah, man, thanks for coming to LCUK. Have you had a good time?
It's been, yeah, I just want to apologize for the technical issues, and the delays and stuff like that. I appreciate
With
your
the power
patience.
of editing, it'll be all
um,
smooth and groovy.
yeah, no, it's been lovely, man. I just probably have never articulated some of my thoughts, so
Mm.
they might be a little fuzzy. But no, I came on because I'm excited to see what you do, and I'm excited to see who else you get, because I've never had the urge to reach out like this and say, "Hey,
Mm.
I'd like to help you out, or I'd like to participate." So I'm hoping if I had that urge, and I know Cormac I
Yeah.
felt Cormac as well was someone who I followed Cran
Yeah.
for years, but I've seen that guy talk maybe twice. You know, he
Mm.
doesn't do so. When I seen that he reached out to you, and I felt the urge to reach out to you, I'm hoping a good few dozen of us in the community are going to
Yeah.
continue to do that for you, and have get a backlog of get it, it'll all help with I was just thinking of the petition, like, you know what I mean? You'll be able
Mm.
to, the next petition now, you'll have X amount of interviews done. Your first petition will have been answered or whatever,
Mm.
so yeah, man, it's just a thank you. It's been a pleasure, and I'm excited to, I'm not going to watch this anyway. It's definitely 100, but I'm excited to see what you do, man.
Cool, man. Thank you. Right, I'm gonna off the thing now. So thanks everyone for coming to watch today's show. There will be more podcasts coming up. I've got one with someone from VJN Publishing in New Zealand coming up next week. So stay tuned for the LCUK podcast. And like I normally say, thanks very much for watching. See you on the next one. Good night.